Hey guys, it's Ashley, and today we are going to talk about NaNoWriMo because we are 3 days away from November. So this video is going to be part story time, part haul, part tips, and part book recommendations, and whatever else I feel like throwing in there. So in case you don't know, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. It takes place every November where people around the world spend 30 days working on a novel. The goal is to write 50,000 words towards your novel. It's something that I always wanted to do from the first time I heard of it, but I just was too timid or too doubting myself, or the time wasn't right or whatever, so I never really did it. But I did participate in NaNoWriMo, which is National Blog Writing Month, not related to NaNoWriMo, but it did, when I found it, take place in November as well, where you just write a blog post every day for November. And so I did that for, I don't even know, like 4 years maybe, which led to a lot of really bad blog posts. They're still on my blog if you want to go find them. They're just kind of like really bad journal entries most of the time. There are a couple good ones in there, but most of them, it's just sad. So last year, on October 31st, 2014, about 10 o'clock p.m., I was like, oh, okay, tomorrow starts blog month. NaNoWriMo starts too. Maybe I'll give it a shot. And so I put it out on Facebook, hey, do you guys think I should do NaNoWriMo, or should I just continue with my blog every day for a month thing? And overwhelmingly, the result was, no, you should write a novel. And so I did. So November 1st, I signed up for NaNoWriMo. It was insane. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea for a plot. And so finally, like 3 days in, with 0 words done, I decided to just go with the whole like write what you know sort of thing. So I actually did win NaNoWriMo 2014. I wrote 50,001 words. It's a contemporary novel, and it's essentially just a whole bunch of fandom and book references as this girl goes traveling around, and she's a lot like me, and I've taken a lot of my own experiences and just made them 10 times worse for her. I'm so mean to her. But she also gets a really cute, handsome, accented love interest man, and so I don't feel that bad for her. And overall, it's something I'm really proud of. I had a lot of fun writing it last year. I had a lot of fun doing NaNoWriMo, and I'm really proud of the fact that I tried it and I did it. It's not the greatest novel. There are really good parts. I love my characters. I love the main plot line. And there's some parts, like there's this one chapter. I printed out my novel a few months ago to try and do some editing and failed miserably because I just got really overwhelmed. And there was one passage in the book where I was like, wow, that's really good. Like, I had to have stolen it from somebody. So I went and I Googled to see where I got it from. And no, I actually wrote it myself. And so I'm really proud of that thing. So eventually I will edit it. I will figure out how to end this story because it ended really, really bad. Like just bad, like almost plagiarism of other books. It was just bad because I ran out of ideas. And eventually I'll go back to that and finish it, and you'll get to read it because it is something that I really enjoy, and I think a lot of you guys would enjoy too. So eventually I will finish that. So this year, NaNoWriMo 2015, I was like, yes, I am going to plan. I am not going to pants it this time. I'm going to have everything planned out. I'm going to have an idea and plot lines and chapters and outlines. That was the plan. I even bought a whole bunch of books to read before November happened. And you know what didn't happen? I didn't read any of those books because on October 2nd, I realized, hey, NaNoWriMo's in a month. I should start planning. Wait a minute, I'm taking 2 theology classes that have papers due in November. How am I going to do all this? So I dedicated the month of October solely to reading all of the assignments for class and writing those papers before November happened so I wouldn't have to think about schoolwork. And then I got sick, and so I didn't do most of that either. So this past week has been a lot of catch up. So now I'm finally done reading the 2 textbooks. I have one really short book to read, hopefully today or tomorrow, and write a paper on it. And then I also have to go to the library tomorrow and research and write a biography paper, you know, somewhere in there, try and read the entire New Testament. And then I will be all caught up and won't have to do any schoolwork except a test during the month of November. We'll see if it happens, but I'm in much better standing now than I was at the beginning of the week. I'm pretty okay with that. So once again, I am totally pantsing NaNoWriMo. But that's okay. I tend to work better under pressure anyways. Right now, let's move into a little mini haul because I was getting really excited, but also really upset that I couldn't like dedicate time to get ready properly for NaNoWriMo. So I went on a little mini shopping spree. I'm going to share with you some of the things that I got before I get into tips. Actually, I'll just combine the tips in with it. That's what we're going to do. So first thing you need if you're going to do NaNoWriMo is a way to write. I prefer to write on my laptop because my fingers can keep up with my brain faster when they're on keys than when they're on paper. So I have my laptop. Also, my biggest splurge item for this year, I bought the Time to Write USB bracelet so that my novel can just like live on my wrist. So I splurged on this. This is $20 on the NaNoWriMo website, but I wanted to splurge, so I did. And so my novel will always be with me and always remind me that it's time to write. If you don't want to write on your laptop, you don't have a laptop, whatever, you can absolutely write on pen and paper. A lot of people do, and I have mad respect for those people. But my brain doesn't work that way, especially when I'm pantsing, because I'll just write scenes as they come to me, and then I'll go back and like add it in and mess it around and that kind of thing, and I can't do that on paper. But I do keep a pen and notebook with me at all times during NaNoWriMo for when I get ideas, I can jot them down, or if I'm, waiting somewhere, or it's a slow day at work, whatever happens, I can be working on my novel, writing a little idea, or brainstorming, outlining a little bit, whatever. So I keep that with me at all times. Last year in my notebook too, I kept some note cards. I tried to do the like 27 note card or outline thing, and it worked a little bit. I don't think I understood it well enough to really make it work like it should. So maybe next year I'll figure that whole thing out. But I did find the note cards helpful. I wrote out towards the end things that still needed to happen, and I kind of posted them up on my wall. So those are like the absolute essentials. That's it. That's all you really need to do NaNoWriMo. But we all know that's not really it. You need to set the mood, you need to be ready. So the second thing that helps me with NaNoWriMo is snacks. Everybody's favorite part. So I have a bag of snacks that I shopped for the other day. I've got Reese's Pieces, I got Crunch Bars, I got pumpkin spice Oreos, and then I've also got like some Fiber One bars and Special K bars, so that it's a little more healthy than just chocolate and candy corn. Also beverages. I don't drink coffee or tea, so I keep stocked with Coca-Cola. I also have some special beverages saved just for this occasion. I have an Orangina left from Ireland, and I have some pumpkin juice left over from when I went to Harry Potter World, so those will be devoured this month as well. The other thing that I find really helpful to have around, it kind of is like my signal, okay, it's time to start writing, is candles. It works really well. I light a candle and that signals, okay, it's writing time. I don't usually light candles otherwise. I don't know why. So I saw on Jesse the Reader's channel, he did an unboxing of some candles that he got from the page. They looked really cool, and so I looked them up and they were relatively inexpensive, so I ordered myself some. I got a sampler pack of these cute little 2-ounce tins. I think they're 2 ounces. And they have these cutest names. So we've got a free elf from Harry Potter, of course, and it smells like fresh cotton, like fresh laundry. This one I think might give me a headache, but it's As You Wish from The Princess Bride. It's got like a florally, fruity type of smell. It's not bad, but I tend to get headaches with really strong scents, and I think this might be one that gives me a headache, but I'm still gonna try it because it does smell good. Then we have my favorite too, 221B Baker Street, so it smells like Sherlock's study. It just smells like a masculine, I can't tell you, I think there's like leather and maybe books or something. I don't know. It's really good. And then the last one I got, the last one I got is Shadow Hunters, which just smells dark and musky, and it's what I think the Institute probably smells like. Just like dark and musty, and like there's some undertones of like a garden nearby, which there is. By the way, this isn't sponsored. I just saw them on Jesse's video and thought they sounded really cool, and they were affordable, so I went ahead and bought them. This is no way like a sponsorship video, but they smell really pretty. I will definitely be ordering from them again. So I got my candles, I got my writing implements, I got my snacks, I've also got my writing buddies. Charlie is here. I didn't have her last year, so this is exciting. We're gonna write a novel. Also, I got a little minion from my sister. They are my writing buddies. They're gonna help me win this year's NaNoWriMo. And then the next thing I have is a little DIY project that I put together last year, and I actually, just before I started filming this video, made it even better. And that is my tracker board. This is super, super, super simple. All you need is a picture frame with the glass or plastic. I prefer glass because it's just easier to write with. Last year, all I did was use dry erase markers or paint markers and write on it today's goal and all that. But this year, I decided to make it a little fancier, and so I put stickers on. This is scrapbook paper. Instead of a picture in the background. You could put a picture, you could do whatever you want. But I like the simple scrapbook paper, and I just took out some stickers that I had around and wrote today's goal, today's total, and overall total. And so every day I update this. It just helps me to have it right in front of my face. And sometimes also I'll write a little message. There was one day that I was having a really hard time. I just kept going through and like wanting to delete stuff. So I had to add in no deleting in like really big letters. So this is just super simple, really inexpensive project that is just super cute. For markers, you can use dry erase markers. I like these chalk markers just because they're a little bolder and brighter when you write on them. But that's just me. You could use whatever you want. I just happen to have these laying around. Last year was my first year doing NaNoWriMo, and I went went out and did what I always do when I'm starting a new project, which is buy books related to that project. So the first book that I bought, probably not a surprise, is the official NaNoWriMo guide. It's No Plot, No Problem by Chris Beatty. He is the inventor, creator, founder, whatever, of National Novel Writing Month. So I got this. I read a little bit of this every day to kind of encourage myself and keep myself motivated. It was really helpful. Really encouraging. You can see I've got some notes and things in it. This year, I'm going to read a book that I bought at the same time as last year and just didn't read it. And that is Write Your Novel in a Month, How to Complete a First Draft in 30 Days and What to Do Next by Jeff Gerke. I'm assuming it's pretty similar to No Plot, No Problem. It has a lot of the same subject matter. It has good reviews online. So this is the one I'm going to read going through the month. You know, a couple pages a day when I need a break from writing and want to get a little bit of encouragement. This is what I'm going to go to. There are some other books that I've got that I had good reviews online that I have not read yet. So I'm going to share them with you, and then you can tell me if you've read them. Let me know which one I should start with. Let me know how it helps you. If there's books that I don't mention, please let me know those as well, because I would love to look them up. Because that's what I do, is look up books and read them. And that was kind of like stupid to say, because you all know. Y'all know, that's why we're here. So the first one is The Plot Whisperer, Secrets of Story Structure Any Writer Can Master by Martha Alderson, founder of NaNoWriMo. What is that? I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm assuming it's like the month before, maybe, when you plot out your novel. Anyways, my goal had been to read this in October so that I could be all prepared for November, but that didn't happen. But it has good reviews online. There's also like a workbook that goes along with it that looked really, really good. Yeah, I'll read it eventually. Maybe before next NaNoWriMo. This next book is one that I've started. I haven't gotten very far. I think I'm like 40 pages. 26 pages. I am 26 pages into this book, but I've heard also good things about it. It's Writing Great Books for Young Adults by Regina L. Brooks. I love to read YA books, so I would love to write a YA book. I'm pretty sure that what I write this year is going to be YA, like sci-fi, fantasy. I don't really know. I have a couple ideas. I don't know how they'll work together, but we'll see what happens. So I thought this would be a good one to pick up and see like the ins and outs of like the official how to write YA. This next one is one that is like all over the place, big and famous, and that's Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott. And I hear nothing but great things about this. I just haven't read it yet. It's more about her writing and life and how they intertwine and just things like that. So eventually I will get to this, hopefully pretty soon. And the last book I have, I bought because it was pretty. I saw it online and it looked beautiful, and so I went to the store and I bought it. And I have read part of it. It's Wonder Book, The Illustrated Guide to Creating Imaginative Fiction by Jeff Vandermeer. And it's just so pretty. It's got like little interviews with authors. It's got crazy artwork in here. It's got approaches to style. It's all about how to write a creative story, especially talking about fantasy and sci-fi and things like that. It's done in such a pretty way. It's like really heavy writing advice, but it's broken up by gorgeous artwork. Like, look at this. Look. I don't even know. So I want to get back to this one and finish this one. So I might alternate the writing a novel in 30 days with this one throughout the month just to keep inspired. I am going to try to do updates every week on my writing progress. I don't know if it's going to happen, so I'm not promising, but I'm going to try to give you guys updates. If you've done NaNoWriMo before, let me know what your tips are. My favorite tip is just to sit down. I usually set a timer on my phone and just go at it. I just do little writing sprints on my own. I set the timer for like 15, 20 minutes, write as much as I can. It goes off, I take a quick like 2-minute break and go back into it. I just sit my butt in the chair and write and write and write and write. I also take a little like post-it and cover up the total at the bottom of the page, because then I just get too sucked into the number and I refuse to look until either the end of the sprint or the end of the day, whichever way I'm writing. Which is something else I use my notebook for, is I just kind of see how many words can I write in the next 20 minutes, and I'll jot it down and see if I can beat it throughout the day or throughout the week. The NaNoWriMo website is a fantastic resource if you are doing NaNoWriMo. I love their writing sprints. I am not good at Twitter at all, so I typically avoid the Twitter except to just go and get like a little ideas. But I love when they do the live shows and the live write-ins on YouTube. I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this up. If you have any tips for anybody about how to NaNoWriMo, please leave them down below. If you're doing NaNoWriMo, let me know so we can follow each other. If you are not doing NaNoWriMo and would like to give me an idea or like a writing prompt, then leave those down below, because I need them. Last year my wall was covered in post-its of just little writing prompts that did make it into the story. There was one like, here, hold my Pop-Tart, and that made it into my story. Yeah, it did. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you will be doing NaNoWriMo as well, and I hope you'll follow along with my journey. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!